Hello, this is my first ever YouTube podcast style video where I'm going to be breaking down Love Island versus Too Hot to Handle. If you don't know the television show Love Island, it is an international show that is aired in England, Australia, and recently the United States. It is huge here in England where I'm living. A lot of people watch Love Island. It is on every single day, and they bring on the most beautiful people from the country to compete for love. So when the news broke out that Too Hot to Handle was going to be Love Island's competition, everyone was ready for the show. Everyone was looking forward to it. It was blasted all over social media, all on media outlets. It was a really big deal that Love Island is now going to have some competition. So before we get into this video, I'm going to be giving a lot of spoilers away about Too Hot to Handle. So if you have not seen it and you want to, then you might want to click off of this video and come back later. But in this video, we're going to be comparing Love Island and Too Hot to Handle by 4 categories: contestants, relationships, challenges, as in the activities that they did, and then the finale. Let's start out with our first category, the contestants. When they all started walking down the stairs, I was like, these people are gorgeous. So it had the similar factor as Love Island, but then they all started to speak, and I was like, is that an accent I hear? Is that a British accent I hear? Is that an Australian accent I hear? Is that an Irish accent I hear? What? It was crazy because we don't see that a lot, that diversity, where they're bringing all these people from around the world into one island. So I was really curious to see how that was going to go about, and if there are going to be any couples that have some language barriers, with English slang and American slang. I wanted to see how does that work out, and kind of what are the differences and similarities. And how does the friendships work out as well. So I was really invested from the first episode. I was like, wow, this is new, this is different. Love Island, you better watch out. Now, for Love Island, they all kind of know the formula a little bit. They know how it works, they understand how it's going to go down. For this one, we kind of didn't know how the show was structured, and I feel like as well the different contestants didn't know either, so they just had to kind of go day by day. Now they filmed this, as I said in the show, for a month, so 1 month, 8 episodes. It's hard to compare that to Love Island that films every single day. But in regards to the contestants, they all had great personalities. Each one of them contributed something to the show. They were fun. We had our villains, Haley. We had our couple relationships that we were rooting for. Well, at least 1 or 2. But Love Island, it does do some things better. And I think because it has that opportunity to bring in new people weekly, it spices it up. It gives us that drama. So yeah, Too Hot to Handle had great contestants in the beginning, but after a while we needed more from them. We needed more substance, in my opinion, and I feel like Love Island gives that more because we get to know the characters longer. But for this one, it kind of seemed like things started to just repeat over and over again, and I just remember watching and I was like, bring in new people. Bring in someone that's going to spice it up completely, that's going to make everything change, that's going to question all these relationships. And I know that they did, but it just did not feel strong enough. And I think, honestly, when we go into the next category, relationships, I would definitely want to dive in more into how these couples from the start really were just physically attracted to each other, but they couldn't find anyone that they were actually connecting with. Let's talk relationships. So this is where Love Island and Too Hot to Handle are very different, because when we think about Love Island, the whole show is based on being in a couple. You get there, you need to find someone to be in a couple with. Your livelihood depends on it in the island. You can get disqualified, you can get voted out on, and as well, how are you going to win the prize money? And after the island, you're going to get some big bucks, so you want to be in a couple. But on Too Hot to Handle, it was different. The main thing was just don't touch each other, and that was the motivation for the whole show. And then obviously finding that deeper connection. But no lie, and I think I'm not the only one that would say this, when they all got there, it just seemed like they were physically attracted to each other. Obviously, that's the point of the show. But it seems like even off the bat, they just knew that they wouldn't want to be in a couple with anyone there. Like, of course they're all going to want to sleep with each other. They're all very physically attractive. But being in a relationship with each other, did their personalities even match? Like, did they have anything in common? We didn't really get to see that part. It was more of them just trying to avoid not touching each other. So we couldn't really see a lot of them develop into a relationship. And even the Jesus guy, I don't remember his name, but he was asked about Chloe, and he was like, no, I don't think I could see myself with her in 3 weeks. Off the bat, they just knew. And this is where Love Island is more stronger in building relationships, even though a lot of the contestants on Love Island end up breaking up 3, 6 months, a year after. They at least try. But I think for this one, they did try, but it just wasn't as believable. The only ones that I would say that were Rhonda and Sharon. But I think at the same time, it was interesting to see the hurdles and everything they went through, and it was interesting to see her connect with David. But you can't have just one couple that's carrying the show. If they weren't there, I mean, there would be no other couple really to carry the show. Yeah, we have Harry and Francesca, but at the same time, theirs was more of the villain and the bad guy. They had a different kind of role. We weren't really rooting for them completely. We just kind of wanted to see them screw up again. And outside of that, the rest of them, were we paying attention to? Love Island and Too Hot to Handle make similar mistakes, where their challenges do not add any substance to the episode whatsoever. It's just a bunch of attractive people having fun and laughing. And don't get me wrong, that's not bad here and there. However, Love Island can get away with this because they have much more episodes than Too Hot to Handle does. So for Too Hot to Handle challenges, a lot of them had to deal with self-development or overcoming things, and it was interesting to watch sometimes, but overall, only a couple of the challenges really shook things up. I think that they had such a good opportunity to really test their boundaries, especially when it comes to Love Island, because their challenges are very risque. So sometimes they'll play Never Have I Ever, or they'll have to be the most sexiest or the most flirtiest and have to kiss each other. They did this in the beginning of it, when it came to Too Hot to Handle, but then afterwards, it kind of just lost its touch, literally. 8 hours. 8 hours waiting to see what would happen. And in the end, everybody gets some money, $7,000. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed with the finale as much as Too Hot to Handle. That was so disappointing. And to be honest, after episode 4, it just started the lack of caring about how much money they lose just grew more and more. They even stopped caring and they expected the audience to care. So that was really bad. At least with Love Island, we know that there's going to be a winner. But not only are they going to be a winner, they have to choose the winners between themselves if they want to steal the money or share it. You know, that's even a second suspense on top of it. And the audience gets to vote. Too Hot to Handle's finale was very, very bad. It made me so angry that I think it really just ruined the show's opportunity of having a season 2. The show had so much potential, but sadly it disappointed. So to conclude this video, Love Island versus Too Hot to Handle. I think Love Island wins. Love Island, we're going to welcome you back into our homes. Too Hot to Handle, I'm sorry, it was a good run, but they have so much to work on in regards to making sure that there's more drama, that they have the audience building suspense, that we are invested into the different contestants, and Love Island has done that countless times, and Love Island will hopefully continue to do that. But for now, Too Hot to Handle, it had a lot of hype, but sadly, the hype wasn't really the hype. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe and comment your thoughts as well. And go to culturescoop.com to learn more about world cultures and to see more videos like this. Bye!